All right, Shalom. I'd like to start up by saying Ka Halayim La Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem Harikak Wadash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone, and my elder Herawan as well. Salutation to the Akim that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth. And peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, I come knock Sean Bunny, Yashar Allah from the Alliance and the Yashar Allah camp. And the topic of this lesson is going to be an old myth or demon story, or for lack of better terms, about this false deity, demonic being, Lilith, that has been spoken about a lot around my way lately, and I just want to go into it a little bit and show where that originally comes from, and you know, and the fact of the matter is, Jake is willing to worship anything, boy. Jake is the only nation on this earth. Israel is the only nation on this earth that has a spirit that wants to worship. Just like it says in Romans chapter 10, they have the zeal to worship the Most High, but not according to knowledge. So they'll find anything to worship, our people will find anything to worship and give credit to it. But when it comes to the truth, our people run from that, and instead of worshiping the true power, Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, so quick testimony. A friend of mine, she had a boyfriend that I used to teach, and I was teaching them and teaching them and teaching them, and they was always bringing up this Lilith, and he was calling her Lilith, and it was just crazy. And so as I was explaining, like, yo, that's kind of wicked and demonic, and they kind of tried to come up against it. And what he did, because he first of all, he was a Muslim and into all kinds of stuff, but that's neither here nor there. But problem, they all had perverse ways of what they call worshiping Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, and they're not worshiping Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. They're worshiping false idols. All right, and you know what I'm saying? These are one of those things that our people like fall a victim to, man. All right, Lord willing, this lesson to edify and serve His purpose for the hopeful elect, the ones that truly believe in the name of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, don't want to get long-winded, so let me go ahead and get into the lesson. So this is it says Lilith, a Jewish folklore. It says Lilith, female demonic figure of Jewish folklore. Her name and personality are thought to be derived from the class of Mesopotamian demons called female Liltu, and the name is usually translated as night monster. All right, a cult associated with Lilith survived among the Jews as late as the 7th century CE. All right, it says the evil she threatened, especially against children and women in childbirth, was said to be counteracted by the hearing of the omelet bearing the names of certain angels. All right, so so this is all over the place. All right, so first of all, it starts off as a female demonic figure of Jewish folklore. So now, what exactly is folklore? It says the definition of folklore is the traditional beliefs, customs, and stories of a community passed through generations by word of mouth, right? So there's really no truth in it. Just like how Yahweh Shai was saying, you indeed bring forth traditions of men, and kind of strolling away from the laws of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. And these are one of those instances right here that our people like to stray away from the truth and conform to a lie. Because you have people of our nation that actually worship this thing right here. Okay? They actually worship this demonic thing right here, so it's a Jewish folklore. And an example of a folklore down here, it says, what is an example of a folklore? Some examples of folklore tales include Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Right. So we know that's not a true story. So if this is Jewish folklore, first of all, Jewish, all right. Y'all know what Jewish means: acting like or pertaining to, but not it. All right. If somebody's a grown person and they're acting like a child, you're gonna say they're being childish. If there's a man acting like a woman, he's being girlish. He's not a girl, but he's acting like a girl. All right. So if a non-Jew is acting like a Jew, that means he's what? Ah, he's Jewish. All right. Slack. Hold on 1 second. Slack. I kept hearing noises and stuff. All right. So now Jewish folklore. So we have people acting like Jews, not being the real Jews, because the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites of the Holy Bible, and also the ones that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth that look like these other nations. All right, and partaking on these nations' customs and ways. All right, instead of turning to the truth of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, to the pure words. So now folklore is a tradition, belief, custom, and stories of a community passed through by the generations by word of mouth. All right, but that doesn't come from Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. All right, and it's all a state of confusion. And what it does is it keeps our people blinded from the truth, man. This is all goes back to the serpent in the garden. Okay, it says this. Let me get Psalms chapter 12, verse 1. It says, "Help, Lord, for the godly man ceaseth, for the faithful man fell from among the children of men." Right, because you got a lot of our people falling victim. You know what I'm saying? We're set up to be a righteous nation, but the more and more Esau gets out here to this wickedness, the more and more our people turn to the wickedness. That's why it's only a remnant that's going to be saved. But that's why Yahushua said he has to speed up the times, because there won't be any elect left to save. Not only will this devil kill everybody, he'll have everybody such in a state of derision that, everybody be believing what he wants us to believe in. All right, it says, verse 2, it says, "They speak vanity, everyone with his neighbor, with flattering lips, with a double tongue, with a double heart, they speak," right? Because they'll come you like with Christianity. They'll come with you with love and compassion, saying how Christianity is all about love and this, that, and the third. But it's really, Christianity is a butcher religion, man. It's totally set up for to butcher the heck out your spirit. There's nothing righteous about Christianity. What they did is the same thing they do, trying to put confusion in everything. So that's what the second councils of Nicaea, all right, seven ecumenical councils, that where they started putting paganism into the scriptures, man. Not putting them into the scriptures, but teaching in a form of paganism, right? December 25th, worshiping Nimrod. And Jeremiah chapter 10 totally speaks against that. All right, so they speak vanity and flattering lips with a double tongue, man. They have agenda behind everything they do, because they really don't believe in God for real. They just want you to believe it, some form of the bullshit that they believe in. They just tell a lot of stories. Verse 3, it says, "The Lord shall cut off all the flattering lips and the tongues that speak proud things." Yeah, they speak proud because they feel like they could do whatever they want to do and teach whatever they want to teach on the earth, and it be gold, All right, it says verse 4, it says, "Who have said, with our tongue we will prevail, our lips are our own. Who is Lord over us?" Right. So they feel like whatever they say is what's golden. It says, "Who is Lord over us?" Our lips are our own. So they speak whatever they speak is supposed to be what it is. All right. It says, "Who is lords over us?" Verse 5, it says, "For the oppression of the poor, for the sighing of the needy, now will I rise, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai. Set him in safety from him that puffeth at him." Right. Because Esau persecutes us with his wickedness, man. You know, with his philosophies that he puts out on the earth, his lies that he puts out on the earth, man, causing our people to be blinded in sin and idol worship. But Yahweh Shem Shai has a remnant that's not going to turn and worship by all. They're going to keep their garments clean and pure through Yahweh Shai, man. Verse 6, it says, "The words of Yahweh Shem Shai are pure words, as silver is in the furnace and of earth purified 7 times." Purified completely. So the word of Yahweh Shem Shai is what's what? Not the words of Esau and these other nations. All right. So the words of Yahweh Shem Shai are pure, man. Pure words. It says clean. All right. Tahawar, meaning clean, pure. All right. Or tahar or shlak. Yeah, khan. All right. So it says, verse 7, it says, "Thou shalt keep them, O Lord. Thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted." And, the vilest men, Esau is exalted on the earth. So he can put anything out here that he wants to just to keep confusion in the land. And that's what he wants to do because the curse that was put on him from the beginning in the garden, that he was going to eat the dust off the ground, meaning in a confused state. So spiritually, he's in a low state, but he's exalted on this earth because this earth is in a low condition because the wickedness that's spread among it. This is Esau's comfort zone. It's furnished. The earth is furnished with Esau's wickedness right now because the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. All right. So now going back to this Lilith stuff, it says in rabbinic literature, Lilith is variously depicted as the mother of Adam's demonic offspring following his separation from Eve, or as his first wife. Yeah, so that's falsehood. All right. It says, whereas Eve was created from Adam's rib. All right. And we also know that women and men have the same amount of ribs, and that rib means lineage, plank, or seed, bloodline. They were cousins, if you can receive it. All right. So they take things from the scriptures because they don't understand, and they twist them. And our people just think everything that Esau says is golden, and they take it and run with it. Only thing Esau has to do is just twist it a little bit and put it in their face. Jacob take it and run with it and add on to it and think that he's doing something. All right. It says some accounts hold that Lilith was the woman implied in Genesis 1:27 and was made from the same soil as Adam. See, this is straight wickedness. All right. It says insolently refusing to be subservient to her husband, Lilith left Adam and the perfection of the Garden of Eden. Right. But really that, our women are acting in this character of this demon, man. Because our women are not trying to be subservient or subjected unto us. And they're willing to leave the comfort of their man, all right, to feel like they could make it somewhere else. All right. And it says 3 angels tried in vain to force her return. According to some mythologies, Shlakia, her demonic offspring were seared by an angel named Samuel, and were not Adam's progeny. All right, it says those children are sometimes identified as incubi and succubi. So like Both of these you have an incubus and a succubus. These are like sex demons, man. One is a female, one is a male. And so all this stuff is like devil worship and demonic shit. And this is the type of stuff that they're trying to put out in the atmosphere because they want a satanic order on the earth where all this becomes law. And you know, then that's the mind frame that Esau is trying, even with this Neuralink thing. They said they can control with that, they can control how people worship the Most High, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy. So they got our people believing this kind of crap, man. It's bullshit. Um, so I'm gonna go into where you can find the the writings of this. All right. So where did they get this shit from? All right. First of all, before I do that, let me get a scripture real quick. Let me get Romans chapter 1, verse 18. And it says, "For the wrath of Yahweh is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness." Right. They hold the truth in unrighteousness. That's the only truth they got. It's true that they're unrighteous, and they hold on to that. They hold on to death because death shall be chosen rather than life. And when it gives the background of what the word lil or is, it means darkness or night monster, and that's the satanic order that Esau is trying to put on the earth, man. Straight darkness. All right, these concepts is what he wants the whole earth to be subjected to. All right, it says Lilith is a figure in Mesopotamian and Judaic mythology. All right, so it's not even true. It says alternatively the first wife of Adam and supposedly the primordial she demon. All right, all this stuff is demonic, no matter if it's a she, he, or what, because none of this shit is real, man. It's all it is just straight confusion. Lilith is cited as having been banished from the Garden of Eden for not complying with and obeying Adam. She is mentioned in the Hebrew Bible in the book of Isaiah. All right, that's talking about something else, and I'm gonna get into that going into the book of Jeremiah also, because this all goes back to worshiping the Queen of Heaven, man. All right, Ishtar, Semiramis, all that stuff. All right, because I'm getting into that. All right, and it says, and in the late antiquities of Mandean mythology and Jewish mythology, it says sources from 500 CE onward, Lilith appears in historical incorporating a short mythic story and various concepts and localities that give partial descriptions of her. She is mentioned in the Babylonian Talmud, and that's the point I was trying to get to. This is where this shit ultimately comes from, the Babylonian Talmud. Now, the Babylonian Talmud is what these fake Jews, these Khazars, that's what they read. This ain't for the children of Israel, man. This ain't for us. This is their shit. This book actually speaks against Yahweh Shai. All right, this is the fake Jew shit, man. This ain't our shit. This shit is wicked, man. This shit is wicked as hell. So that's where all this shit comes from. All right, it says the Talmud is a central text of a rabbinic Judaism, which Judaism is their shit. We don't believe we have a covenant from Abraham, Isaac, to Jacob given unto us by Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. That's it. There's no Judaism, man. Judaism is Esau shit. And the primary source of Jewish religious laws. All right, it says, and Jewish theology until the advent of modernity and nearly all Jewish communities, the Talmud was the centerpiece of Jewish cultural life and was the foundational to all Jewish thought and aspirations, also serving also as the guide for the daily life of Jews. All right, but nah, this wasn't for us. This was created by the small hats, as Apostle Dahar would say. All right, so this is what they read. This is not the scriptures what we read. This is not the word of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. This is for them. All right. So this is what out of the. I'm not going to go in depth of what the Talmud is. You can research it yourself a little bit more. But it's just a wicked compile of books by Esau. This has nothing to do with Israel, man. Not true Israel. All right. So no, going into um the this this whole story of Lilith being folklore. All right. So there's also things about this in comparison to other gods. All right. So let's go into that real quick. All right. So now let me find what I was looking for real quick. Shalakia. Wait a minute. All right, yeah, let me read this a little bit. It says the term Lilith stems from Lulu, an Akkadian word is related to the Hebrew word Lilith in Isaiah 13:4. It said 13 or 14. It says, which is brought to be a night bird by some modern scholars such as Judith M. Blair. In the ancient Mesopotamian religion found in um, uh, Shunform texts of Sumer, Assyria, and Babylonia, Lilith signifies a spirit or a demon. All right, so it's a demon, straight up demon, and it's a bird demon. All right, night bird. So now, that being said, going into this bird, all right, because this is going into Ishtar. All right. All right, okay. All right, no, this is another good part right here. So now, the night bird, all right? And also, all right, so let's go into, okay, so this is one of the Babylonian gods right here, right? All right, and this is what, and this pretty much is what Lilith stems from, right? So now, with that being said, going from there to here, here's Ishtar or Inanna. That's what Foxy Brown and or Lil Kim, one of them used to say the Il Nana. You know, that's Yoni worship, man. That's fertility worship. That's worship of the box. That's box worship. It says Queen of Heaven, goddess of love, war, and fertility. That's going back. It says Goddess Ishtar on an Akkadian empire seal. Right. So these are the gods that these heathens worship. But man, Jake is worse than that. As a matter of fact, let me get Jeremiah. Let me do 11 and 3 first. 11 and 3, it says, Slakia, 11 and 13. I knew I was going to do that. Jeremiah 11 and 13, it says, for according to the number of thy cities were thy gods, O Judah, and according to the number of the streets of Jerusalem have ye set up altars to that shameful thing, even altars to burn incense to Baal. That's what it ultimately goes back to. Everything goes back to Baal, the devil. All right. That and who was acting playing that part today? That diabolical demon, Esau. This is Jeremiah 7 and 17. It says, seest thou not what they do in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem, yeah, they have a god for every city and every street, man. All right. And this Lilith character, or Ishtar, or Semiramis, or Kali, or whoever you want to call her, is one of those gods that Israel be worshiping, man. It says the children gather wood, and the fathers kindle the fire, and the women knead their dough to make cakes to the Queen of Heaven, and to pour drink offerings unto other gods, that they may provoke me to anger. You know, and that's what they do. All right, that's what the children of Israel do. They provoke Yahweh by Shem Yahushua into anger and worshiping these gods. So now go ahead and look at this one. Ilnana, Ishtar, Queen of Heaven, right, with the wings and the feathers coming down and bird-like symbolic things the sun and moon. All right, so now look at Lilith. See this resemblance? The feathers. You see what I'm saying? It all goes back to Babylon, man. Ancient Babylon. No wonder it's called the Babylonian Talmud, where this thing came from. All right, so learning about the origin of this. All right, where's that? That I wanted to read. So going back to what the name is, meaning of darkness, all right? Shalakia. All right, it says, in the Hebrew Bible, the word Lilith only appears once in the Hebrew Bible in a prophecy regarding the fate of Edom. All right? They're going to be pulled down into utter darkness in a state of confusion. All right? So all these gods that they're putting on the earth to cause confusion, you know what I'm saying? All this is going to be done, destroyed into their own demise, man. But 2/3 of our people are falling after the destruction of the heathen, and they're going to be destroyed right along with it. But the beautiful part about it is they're going to be born into the kingdom and accepted in their right state of mind. All right? So the fate of Edom is going to, all the darkness that he's spreading on this earth is going to be compiled and take over his ass, man. But 2/3 of our people are going to fall victim, and they won't be able to withstand the wiles of the devil. All right, this is Romans chapter 1, verse 18. It's for the wrath of Yahweh is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and all unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness, right? Because that which may be known of Yahweh is manifest in them, for Yahweh has showed it unto them. So everybody's had a chance to see who Yahweh by Shem Yahushai really is, all right? It says, for the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal God power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. So everything that's on this earth is proof that Yahweh by Shem Yahushai exists. So you have no excuse by worshiping these false idols, because these false idols haven't created anything. Yahweh by Shem Yahushai has created everything. All right, verse 21, it says, because that when they knew Yahweh, they glorified him not as the power, neither were thankful, because vain in their but became vain in their imagination, and their foolish heart was darkened. Boom. So their heart. So this is the darkness, man. So this demon represents darkness, and that's what all Esau's about. He's all about pedophilia and things like that. You know. And straight darkness is what he puts on the earth. And this is talking about 2/3 of our people, right? But where do they get their influences from? All right, these other nations. It says, professing to themselves to be wise, they became fools, right? And changed the glory of uncorruptible power into an image made like unto corruptible man, and birds and 4-footed beasts and creeping things. Look at that. It got the owl right there. It got the bird feet and the wings on the woman. All right. It got the whatever these damn things is right there. It says, Shalakia, verse 24, it says, wherefore Yahweh also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. Right. So that's why all kinds of craziness goes on when you know what I'm saying, when you worship bullshit like this, man. All right, how about Shimei Shai turns you over to your destruction. So if you're going by according to the lust of the flesh, you know what I'm saying, that's what you're going to be destroyed in. All right. It says, let me get one more scripture to close it out. Shalaki. As a matter of fact, let me keep going with this. It says, verse 27, it says, and likewise also the men leaving the natural use of the woman burn in their lust one towards another, men with men working which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves the recompense of their error, which was meat. All right, so in this ultimately, all this leads to nothing but perverseness and darkness of the mind, man. All right, verse 28, it says, and even as they did not like to retain Yahweh in their knowledge, Yahweh gave them over to a reprobate mind, to those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of Yahweh, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covet, covenant breakers, without natural affections, implacable and unmerciful. All right. And that's the characteristics of anybody that's worshiping anything like this, man. I was gonna go deeper into it, man, because these individuals talking about, because this is a fertility god. These individuals, some of these individuals that believe in this, think that women don't need men, that they can impregnate themselves, man. This is the kind of demonic thought process that fake gods and deities, demonic deities like this, bring forth into the universe, man. That's why we have to hold on tight to the words of Yahweh by Shimei Shai, because those words are pure. As a matter of fact, let me close it out with that. This is Psalms chapter 12, verse 6. It says, the words of Yahweh by Shimei Shai are pure as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. And that's it. Just believe in the word of Yahweh by Shimei Shai, because nothing else can compare to it. All right. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to serve this purpose. With that, I'd like to say, Ka Halayim La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Harikak Radash, my mouth. Double honors to the elder apostles, a great millstone, and my elder Herawan as well. Salutation to the Akim that puts in the truth and sincerity and truth. And peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, Shalom.